children removed from Jewish sect's jungle compound in Mexico. Children and older teenagers have been removed from the jungle compounds of our Jewish sects in Mexico following a raid by police, the BBC has learned. Two members of Lev Tahor were arrested on suspicion of human trafficking and serious sexual offenses, including rape, Israel Foreign Ministry said. A 3-year-old child removed from the compound has been flown to Israel. Lev Tahor, Hebrew for Pure Heart, is known for extremist practices and imposing a strict regime on members. It advocates child marriage, inflicts harsh punishment for even minor transgression, and requires women and girls as young as 3 years old to completely cover up with robes. The structure has earned the group the nickname the Jewish Taliban because of seeming similarities with the dress code enforced by the Sunni Muslim extremist group which control Afghanistan. Police made their way into the compound 11 miles 17.5 km north of Tapachula in Chiapas state on Friday morning. They had been instructed by a federal judge to detain several leaders suspected of child abuse and rescue members of the sect following an investigation by the Attorney General Special Prosecutors for Organized Crime (FEMDO). An Israeli source connected to the operation said the boys and girls were quickly separated from the rest of the group because of their fear their lives could be at risk from members trying to prevent from being removed. 26 members were found in the compound, among them Israelis with dual citizenships including Canada, the US, and Guatemala, Israel's foreign ministry said. It said a Canadian and Israeli citizen were arrested while two other wanted members reportedly left the compound 2 days before the raid and being sorted. 5 more were detained for allegedly breaking immigration rules. The remaining members are being housed at the facility of the Mexican Ministry of Welfare pending a decision on what that will happen to them, the Israeli Foreign Ministry said. The 3-year-old son of an Israeli Yisrael Amir, who had previously left the group, was among those removed from the compound. Mr. Amir, who was present in the raid, flew back to Israel with his son on Monday. Dangerous Skull, the Mexican police worked alongside a 4-man volunteer team for Israel, including formed Mossad agents in planning and carrying out the operation. The Allied Police Unit, which raided the compound very carefully and without resorting to any violence, included both male and female officers because of the number of women and children in the sect, the Israel source said. The Mexican authorities did their duty in the best possible way, the source added. The operation was set in motion about 2 years ago, when Mr. Amir and other relatives of some of those in the group asked one of the former agents for help. The team traveled between Israel and Guatemala, where the branch and lived since 2014, carrying out surveillance operations and working with the local authorities, law enforcement, and a Guatemala private investigator. In January, about 40 to 50 members illegally crossed into Mexico, where they continue to be attacked, settling in the jungle north of Tapachula. The leadership in Guatemala has been at the center of kidnapping case since 2018, when 2 children who had been taken to New York by their mother, who had fled the community, were snatched back. They were recovered 3 weeks later in Mexico. 9 of the sect's members were charged in the connection with the case, 4 including the founder's son and current leader Nachman Halber Brands, who have been jailed, while one of convicted but freed because of time already served, and another is due to be sentenced in November. 2 are awaiting trial and 1 is in custody in Guatemala. Lev Tahor was formed in Israel in 1988 by Rabbi Shlomo Herbrands, who later moved moved to the US. He served 2 years in prison after being convicted of kidnapping in 1994 and drowned in Mexico in 2017. Numbering up to about 350 members, Left Tower has been forced to move from country to country in recent years after coming under scrutiny from local authorities and currently spread between Israel, the US, North Macedonia, Morocco, Mexico, and Guatemala. Between 70 and 80 members are still in Guatemala. While the group is often described as ultra-orthodox, it follows its own sets of rules and has been declared a dangerous cult by an Israeli court. Its leader had denied breaking local law and said the group is being targeted because of its beliefs.